just to rip the Band-Aid, We're too many, okay? Too many on the streets, and as a side effect, we're getting a lot of indie games that are shit. How do you fix that? I do want to do that. Like, there's one thing that I would have liked to do, but I can't right now because of the quarantine, is doing a job, like having a job in Ramadan is actually really fun, according to everybody who does it. And anybody who takes a vacation during Ramadan time is an idiot. Because you do nothing, the work is less, like the work hours are less, and all you have to do is just do nothing because everybody knows it's Ramadan, they want to, like, nothing will happen. Basically, sure. and so you're literally getting paid to sit in the office for less hours than usual, and you get the same amount of pay.
You talk like you don't already get paid just to sit in the office.
No, I do some work,
but it's even better.
But it's even better.
It's like someone changed the difficulty from easy to very easy.
Yep. It's exactly like that. Thank you for that analogy.
Like, how could you complain,
dude? Even back in my college days, a Ramadan semester is the best semester ever, especially if it's in the finals. I always have it, and during my period, it's always happened during a summer course, and I take the most difficult subject at summer. The subjects you never want in summer, because they're just so difficult, and you have to do it in a congested period. And because it's Ramadan, all the professors are like, they cut you slack, right? Because they know, it's because you can't focus. It's not because you guys are dumb. And I milk that, and then I just pass with like a C- or a B- or something, and I do zero work. I love it. I love Ramadan semesters. They're the best.
I can imagine someone role playing and dressing up as Oliver Twist and coming in and he's coughing like, I haven't had much to eat, sir, or drink, and he goes in all sick and everything, and he's like, oh man, I feel bad for this guy who apparently looks like a Victorian era chimney sweeper.
Except it will never work this Ramadan, because if you cough, they're just gonna spray you with like.
Oh yeah, no. So like, it's the new terrorism is when you go into an area and you look around, you go, and just everyone starts going crazy. New age terrorism.
No, dude, I can't imagine the first week after the quarantine. Like, how will it look like?
See, I thought about this, and I think the worst thing, for me, the only actual other bad thing, other than the Korean restaurant thing, is you have so many people in Kuwait ignore issues about mental health. They have a cousin or like a relative who genuinely needs help, who might be a stunted 37-year-old who's actually just a 16-year-old brat who's never worked a day in their life, and the family enables them, and all these systems that were in place or not in place even, to help them and to continue the problem, to make it chronic, and then it passes on through generations. Now, you have these people stuck at home, off their fix, off the thing that kept them working normally, and they're stuck in cages like caged tigers being shipped across the sea for 6 months. I'm generally worried what happens when they let the cage open and all of these people flood outwards. Like, the damage it's going to have on these people. Some people will flip right back into normal, but like, there's going to be a huge population of people in here, and even the world, that will get fucked, and I don't want to be there to see that. Like,
I want to be there to see that.
Like, I want to be there,
that's the fun
but
part.
not in it. I want to see it, but not in it. I want to see it on a TV screen, not when I go out to get a restaurant, to a restaurant, and like, two people are trying to rape each other because they don't know how to handle intimacy because they were stuck having sex with the same people for 6 months.
What?
I imagine. Yeah, no, I'll just say, like, married couples.
What? Okay, what?
No, because think about it. All the married couples.
God,
think about all the people who can't cheat on their spouses anymore. They gotta have sex with their actual spouses and or significant others for 6 months minimum. That's a feat. That is a huge feat. And not have all the other things to compensate and to keep them sane. Think about it. Like this is the
out
time.
of all the things,
Given how you talk, I'd say the keyword here is feet.
What? You mean actual feet? Like, are
I
you
get
saying
it.
fetish? They need a new fetish?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for explaining the joke.
Thank you. I don't know if I didn't say it. But no, it's a serious issue. Like, now is a great time to understand and to see how fucked up you really are and to learn from it and to become a better person. But we all know that's not going to happen. It's going to be a fuckfest.
No,
Literally and metaphorically.
No, to me, I'm thinking about, okay, there are a lot of, like, there's a huge culture for Kuwaiti dads, and dads in general, but Kuwaiti dads specifically in this particular case, to leave the kids for most of the day, right?
Yep.
Your interaction with the kids is like 2 hours, max. Then you get burned out and you leave. Now you spend 6 months with your kids. Forcibly. What happens when you get out? I assume some people will like get closer to their kids and communicate more.
We're
and all
gonna
that.
have a homeless kid epidemic.
Or that. And I'm curious just how the dynamics change, because okay, my house is big enough that I can distance myself when needed, and the same can go for all my family members. But if you have a 6-year-old or a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, this is the worst time to have them because you're stuck with them. You can't take a break.
Here's a tip I'm gonna give to all viewers.
Right?
If you have severe depression, you think nothing matters, you want to end it all, but you don't want it to be painful, you're kind of scared. As soon as the corona thing ends, just go to the avenues.
That
you will be trampled.
Quicker than falling asleep.
That probably will happen. Honestly, like I'm actually worried about the mental health, but if I'm being realistic, they will just go back to the normal life.
Hamoud's like, I just came back for a 10-minute break, and the first thing I hear is feet.
And that wasn't
welcome
even
to the show.
And that wasn't even the most outrageous thing. You just heard the lower end of that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to me that just imagining how the avenues will people trample each other. I really fucking hope so. I want to see that. I won't go to the avenues. I almost never do. I just want to see the people getting trampled. It excites me. You know?
Here's the thing. We're assuming that, metaphorically speaking, that the governments will open all the cages all at once. I don't think they'll do that. They will do it in stages and in steps. They'll probably still have a curfew on, but like extended, and then maybe later on they'll say, okay, now public gatherings are allowed, but still curfew. They need to do it in stages, which I think they will do, because they've been on top of everything so far.
Dude, even if they do, the government has been efficient. Even if they do, the reason the government needed to be so efficient, I argued this a few streams back, is because the population wasn't ready, and they needed all this to actually stop them from spreading it too fast. And we're still kind of spreading it fast.
Seriously, guys, what are we even discussing? Like, if the law enforcement can handle National Day, they can handle the...
No, fuck you. You saying National Day can compete with how the world is reacting to this?
No, fuck National Day.
No, the day the quarantine finishes, like the law enforcement already handles National and Liberation Day. We'll be fine.
No, nothing will happen to us, but some people will get trampled, and that excites me.
Okay, so now it's the turn for someone else. Wait. It's for someone else to seem inhumane. First it was me with genocide. Now it's Trillian with trampling people in avenues.
Just picture it. Armies, literal armies in the avenues, and then just one kid. Okay? One kid with his mom. He gets separated, he's confused, and then, I don't know, a fashionista somewhere appears, right? And everybody gets excited, they start running, and then the kid
let me give you one that's even better.
Okay.
That's my wet dream. That's how I cream my pants at night.
Okay.
Finally, the curve flattens. They remove the quarantine. People flood the streets in celebration. and then Corona phase 2 hits. Yum. Yum. Yum.
It's like you just beat level 1. Here's level 2, bitches.
This isn't even my final form.
That.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome. Imagine, I can imagine the streets, the reduced traffic. I can imagine it just half the population gone, and all the people with like the common sense to stay are the ones who keep breathing. Oh, beautiful.
Oh my god, you apocalyptic, nihilistic, hateful human being. I approve of that imagery. If not in practice, I approve of the imagery.
Oh, dude, if that happens, I'm not gonna be sad. I'm gonna putting it right here. Like, you guys can keep that. If it happens and people come to me and it's like, you said this was good. Look at all the pain and suffering, and I'm like,
just sipping your wine glass. When alcohol gets legalized, you're sipping your wine glass. Yes, let's observe this even more.
Yes, let's look at the scum of dude. I'll set up a chair in the roof and I'll see the people die. I love it.
Yes.
Dude, it's like that picture I found on iFunny like 2 days ago. I loved it. Yeah. It's a Bill Burr quote.
Of course it is.
I wish there was like an epidemic, kills half of the population. Doesn't hit young people, just old people. It's the empty.
Dude, it's a real, like, it's so powerful. And I have a picture of it. Oh, no pain and suffering should be mandatory. No, just, dude, need just to rip the band-aid, We're too many, okay? Too many on the streets, and as a side effect, we're getting a lot of indie games that are shit. How do you fix that? How do you fix that?
Can you explain how that link works? The society is horrible. We indie games.
Dude,
like what?
Dude, a lot of shitty Instagram accounts, random like indie games, bad YouTube channels would just disappear. The quality of the world would elevate.
Is this where we finally discover why you're so cynical about life? Is this what it all comes down to? This whole salt grinder thing was just because of shitty indie games, and you want the world to end because of it?
Maybe.
Oh my god.
It's a good reason, dude. Less people to laugh at Jimmy Kimmel's jokes.